MMORPG is the best games genre to play for a huge massive player at once. With a great graphic, amazing visual, and really innovative gameplay and features will help the player to enjoy the new experience in 2026. Remember to like this video and please enjoy the video of Top 10 MMORPG You Must Anticipate in 2026 for mobile and PC, Best Realistic Graphic of MMORPG. Aion 2 Action MMO with a cross-platform has been announced officially from the game's developer, and they show us how fit the UI on the mobile platform. Surely they will optimize it perfectly. It has no auto combat, high intense combat level, can attack while moving, and even unleash the skill while moving. But it has auto pathfinding only, so you need to play it manually once you enter the combat mode. We can fly in the sky, but it needs a certain stamina that can be filled up by itself, and right mount is possible as well. Seriously, you will shock and amazed about how wide the world map is. Even if they claim the Aion 2 has a bigger map about 6 times than the Aion 1, they will focus on the PvP content where the PvP area looks so wide in a huge scale of area, making the player can kill each other with a little of satisfaction. If you are a free-to-play players, surely you can obtain a premium currency by selling some stuff on the market. The microtransaction can be processed by getting some skin collection and also weapon or armor that will give an extra attribute status point. This is the best Aion 2 MMORPG on Android and iOS. Architect Land of Exiles is another high-quality game MMORPG that looks so promising from so many aspects that I can easily notice. The developer seems pretty active in introducing the game's update through their official YouTube channel to the players, and I'm totally impressed with the progress. This is a new MMORPG that will have a cross-platform for PC and mobile. But the mobile version needs more optimization that should be released longer, and how I got the rumors. The game's combat mechanism is tap and click based, but once you see how good the skill effect is, then you will get the best impression on it. All of the skill effect will have a great explosion effect and aura around the enemy. The actual gameplay footage has been revealed, so the player can do some action movement like gliding from the higher spot to the lower area, climbing the wall, houses and objects, and of course swimming. Architect Land of Exiles Mobile is the best new MMORPG you should anticipate in 2026. Ares Rise of Guardian. This game is absolutely fantastic. What a nice looking game MMORPG that has an advanced world where the robotic, science and also sci-fi blend together, making the player come into a futuristic world. All of the character selection have a male and female character with a very detailed armor transformation that will satisfy you. The game's combat mechanism is really good. We need to play the game manually to do a counter attack, so we need to tap the block action on the right timing to counter attack. Dash is available to do, even it has an auto features, but once you play it manually, then you will have a higher chance to win the game. Even though it has an open world concept with a huge area that we can explore, but the developer successfully optimized the game smoothly and it ran amazingly without any single lag on my mobile devices. I didn't see a huge difference between the mobile platform and the PC one because Ares Rise of Guardian is becoming one of the best cross-platform MMORPGs. Where Winds Meet. Have you ever played this game? It's a really promising action hack and slash game. Seriously, you will get a Wukong mobile vibes from the action. Because it has so many active action skills we can do like counter attack, parrying and blocking or defense. So the most important thing we should do is concentrate and try to make a perfect timing to touch the button that will show up in a short period of seconds. It has a Chinese-based concept where the main hero perfectly describes how the culture shows through the hero's appearance, but I would like to inform you earlier, especially before you download it. The game size is really huge. You need to download extra data for more than 12 GB to enjoy the realistic content and the high graphic level. With a huge open world base that you can explore without seeing any single loading screen, make quite sense the game size is blowing up. Overall, it has a fast-paced combat level with a high-intensity combat and dynamic effect. Chatting with each other in the world chat message is possible, where Winds Meet is the best MMORPG mobile. Final Fantasy XIV Mobile. What a great movement by Square Enix making a new MMORPG on mobile with a PC quality level. I can't imagine how possible they create such a beautiful crafting MMO for the Android platform. It's really satisfying for me. The smoothness, the gameplay, and how the visual looks so detailed and pretty identical as a Final Fantasy series. From the character design, the architecture, and how we can ride the Kokobo as the mount to reach a further area. But there is one thing that made me believe how it will become the most played MMORPG in 2026. It's about the combat mechanism. It's pretty smooth even if you can combine some action like jump and hit the enemy while in the air or slashing the enemy while moving to make a perfect distance between you and the monster. I would like to play it 100% once the game releases globally. Rohan 2. I've played the first version of Rohan and honestly I didn't find a huge difference between two of these versions. There is no significant progress honestly, even though it looks still clunky from the game's combat, and after I play the game the control navigation doesn't have a good sensitivity. The developers should try on making the game become way better than the previous version, but I will put this game on this list because I really hope the developer will increase the visuals. The game's combat mechanism is really simple. We can navigate the whole combat by tapping the auto action and launch the skill whenever it's ready. I really hope on Rohan 2 they add a trade system MMORPG games features to interact more players to come and also to give a positive action. Silver Palace. This game looks so promising and I should put it on this list for some reason that the other action game doesn't have. It is made by an Unreal Engine 5, which is one of the most powerful game engine on PC platform right now. But the developer will make it as a cross-platform game. I'm sure you will realize how realistic the graphics are, even though it has an anime base, but the quality looks so adorable and details. The shadow, the sun glare, and how the architecture look like we come back into a colonial era. The game's combat mechanism let the player switch the hero anytime, so you can make your own combat strategy based on your adjustment timing. The flashy color will represent the hero's dominant main elements. Silver Palace is the best new ARPG that looks like an absolutely cinema. While Born, this game doesn't get good attention from the player on Chinese. That's why the game suddenly disappeared from that country, but honestly, I see a huge potential once the game releases globally. One of the best Monster Hunter games on mobile that everyone should play. With a realistic graphic and high-level combat will make the player start on comparing this game with the real Monster Hunter game. I love how the developer put so much attention to detail, especially when the monster destroys the object around us, then the monster will become unconscious. This is the best way to counter the monster by hiding behind a huge rock and make sure the enemy lock an object as the main target. Then the best chance will be open up. Hack and slash is the main concept where we can use a light weapon to the heavier weapon to deal a bigger damage. It's not an open world base, but the area is quite wide though. Legend of Yamir. If you are looking for a game that has a very good concept to play, which is play to earn MMORPG, then you should start on looking for it. It was made by Unreal Engine 5, that's why the game's graphic looks so great. Unfortunately, it feels so clunky. I really hope an Unreal Engine 5 will make the combat movement become way more stylish. Unfortunately, it doesn't because it's only a tap and click base. It will be set in a medieval era where the building looks so classic, even the NPC will be dressed like an old school type. While exploring the world, we can fly in a short period of time. It's about 3 seconds only by holding down a bird and doing a short flying. Even if it has a play to earn concept, but most of the skin or armor and selection of gear can be acquired through gacha, which is I doubt how possible it's becoming a play to earn a game if the player will spend more than how much profit the player will get. Dark and Ark Mobile. This game is one of the best new MMORPG that has an English version already, even though it's been released globally, but many of the countries don't get any access to play it. But surely you can download the game through Google and enjoy one of the best new MMO with survival base. If you love to play a medieval vibes, then this game will be great with a combination of Monster Hunter in a realistic base. Then it will be the best game MMO you should play, because most of our main enemy is a monster with a huge size that just look like a Monster Hunter game. In the game, we can craft a variety of weapons that we can switch anytime. Honestly, I feel like the developer are really kind on trying to make it as no pay to win MMORPG, because all of the material we need is really easy to find and collect. Do any of you know the Dark and Ark mobile game has an English version already? Bonus, Lost Ark Mobile. As a veteran player who's ever played this game, I'm sure most of you don't even believe if Lost Ark will have a mobile version, which is you can play it everywhere and every time, and the developer officially announced if they will keep the originally from the previous version into the new one. It has a top-down view perspective or bird angle point of view MMO that will make you have a very unique perspective. with a fast-paced combat level will easily attract you to play. Some unique content will be available to play, such as cooking, decoration, and a variety of festival. These all are the best new MMORPGs you should anticipate and play in 2026. Remember to like this video and see you on the next list. Thanks.